today, I got a call from a guy wanting to sell an airplane. I've done really well with airplanes in the past, so me and the old man are on our way to check it out. So this is it, huh?
This is it.
This thing is definitely cool.
I called the pawn shop to see if they were interested in buying my 1939 model V77 Stinson fabric-covered antique airplane. I bought it to resell, and if I sell it here in Las Vegas, I don't have to transport it all the way back home to South Carolina.
Tell me about this thing.
They were used for personnel carriers back in World War II.
Okay.
This particular one was sent to Great Britain. The guy that I bought it from, he actually painted back the colors and paint scheme that the British actually had on it.
So you got all the parts for it?
I've got everything.
Okay. This plane is really cool. While there might not be a huge market out there for antique airplanes, the people who do collect them are willing to spend a lot of money. Is this that new Seekonite or?
No, but it is a non-cotton material, though.
Looks a little rough, son.
Yeah, it's not what you'd call pretty at the moment.
I'll be honest with you, it looks like it's been rode hard and put up wet.
Well, I don't think it's been rode too hard.
So you mind showing us the inside?
That'll be fine.
This interior has definitely seen its better days. It needs paint, it needs wood, it needs fabric, it needs carpet. Does it start?
Well, if the fuel tanks are on it, I'm sure it will.
Okay, have you started it yet?
No.
Nothing about my job is easy. I got a really cool plane here, but I have no idea what it's going to cost to fix. And if I do buy it and I start fixing it up, the littlest thing can be the difference between making a lot and losing a lot. How much were you looking to get out of it?
I'd like to get $60,000 out of it.
Well, you know what? Let me call someone in to take a look at this thing.
That'll be fine.
If the numbers work, the numbers work.
Good
Okay?
deal. No problem, man.
I really want to restore this thing. I know it has huge potential, but the main goal for me and the old man is to make money. So before we make an offer, I got to bring someone in to help me sort this out.
Wow, Stinson Reliant. That's a big plane. I'm a commercial pilot here in Las Vegas. You guys at the pawn shop call me when they have any questions regarding planes, parts, restoring planes, anything regarding aviation, they give me a call. It's a monowing, radial engine, fabric airplane. This was built as a personnel carrier back in the 30s, but then they were dragged into use as trainers during World War II. These airplanes were lent to the British under the Lend-Lease program during World War II so that they can train their pilots how to fly their own airplanes. What are your concerns with this airplane?
Well, before I even make an offer on it, I just want to know if it's going to be worth getting restored. I just don't know how much work's got to go into it.
So you mind if we take a look at it?
Absolutely not. Go ahead.
Appreciate it. This will start with the engine first. How long has this engine been sitting for?
It was overhauled about 4 years ago.
Has it been run in the last 4 years, or?
Yeah, it has been run in the last 4 years. Not flown, but static. It's been out of annual.
This airplane hasn't been flown in 4 years, which means it hasn't had its annual inspection. A lot of stuff can happen in 4 years. Everything you could ever imagine, birds nesting in, corrosion. Do you think that it's in airworthy condition, fabric-wise?
That fabric's been on there since 1980.
Would you fly it in the condition it is in?
No, I would not. That's why it's on the trailer.
Okay, so it has to be recoated then. Mind if we have a look inside?
No, that's fine.
Ooh. It's a beautiful airplane. Could take a lot of work, though.
Okay. So what do you think it'll cost me to fix this thing up?
At least 60 grand, just rough ballpark guesstimate.
Okay.
There's no way that you're going to put that kind of money into it. If you do, heads up, you're getting robbed.
Well, you're looking at probably 20 grand for the interior. I haven't even looked at the engine, but it could be up to 35 grand for the engine. At least 25 grand for the exterior. And once you peel that back, who knows what the hell you're going to find. I can almost guarantee you there's going to be some kind of corrosion.
You're not going to find that. I already crawled through it and looked.
Well, corrosion can set in 3 to 4 days, and this thing's been sitting for 4 years. You want somebody just to go through it tooth and nail.
All right, so, I mean, best case scenario is to restore is like 50, 60 grand?
Best case scenario.
Okay.
On a lucky day.
I disagree with the expert's opinion that it's a money pit. It's anything but that. The numbers he's using are just completely absurd.
If I did restore it, how much do you think I could get out of it?
They can go anywhere from 100 to 150.
Well, thanks, Jamie. I appreciate it.
Yep, absolutely.
Okay. I really like this plane. It would be a fun project for me and the old man, but I have to protect myself and my business. So how much you asking for it?
If I were going to cut it loose today, I would take 55.
I mean, quite honestly, I'll give you 25 grand for it.
That's not, we're not even in the ballpark.
The numbers just don't work for me. I mean, they would work at 25 because if everything goes to hell, I can get my money back.
Oh, right. I understand.
You know?
If I took 25 for it, I'd be going in the hole for what I just paid for it.
Okay. I really appreciate you letting me take a look at it, but I mean, the deal's not here.
Right, that's
It's
fine.
not here for us.
That's fine.
Okay. All right, well, thanks for showing it to me.
I'm bummed we won't be fixing this thing up, but spending more than 25 grand would put way too much risk on the shop. If something goes wrong, we have to be able to get out of bad deals, at least break even. And with this, I don't think it can happen.
What do we got here, man?
This is a pilot seat that I was told was ejected out of a World War II plane.
Why in the world did you ever buy an ejection seat?
Why wouldn't you buy this thing? Look at this. This is as sweet as it gets. I'm over here at the pawn shop to hopefully get rid of my World War II pilot chair. I'm trying to sell this chair because it worked out when I was living with my buddies, but now that I'm married, got a couple kids, it's just getting in the way.
So where'd you get it?
I picked it up from a lady that was selling it at a garage sale.
Can you tell me anything about it?
It's an ejection seat. I wish I knew more. I just know what the lady told me. She said that it had been used in the World War II fighter jet. Some uncle of hers had been ejected from it.
What word did you say it was from?
World War II is what I was told.
Yeah, I think it's a little newer than that.
Why do you think that?
Because it looks like it's out of a jet or something. This looks way too high tech and way too heavy for something made in World War II.
Oh.
I'm not an expert on World War II ejection chairs, but looking at this thing, I can just tell you, it is not from World War II. Back during World War II, they cut weight on everything so they carried more bombs.
Are the rockets still in it?
I bet they are. I don't know. That's probably a good question.
I'm 100% sure this seat is not from World War II, but that doesn't mean it's not worth anything.
So what are you looking to do, pawn it or sell it?
Let's go with selling it.
Okay. So how much did you want for it, man?
You know, I'm looking to get 300 bucks. If I could do that, I'd be stoked.
I don't even know if you're allowed to have one of these things. I'm just talking like, you know, is it all right to just take a ejection seat or?
I don't know.
Right now, I have way too many questions about this chair. I'm 100% sure this seat is not from World War II, and I don't even know if it's legal to own one of these things. What I need to do now is call a buddy of mine. He was an Air Force mechanic for 10 years, and hopefully he can tell me what this thing is worth and if I can own it or not.
Can you hang out for a little bit? I'll try and get him down here.
Yeah,
All right, thanks.
that's fine. I got some time.
You can, how's it going?
Good. What do you got here?
This is my World War II fighter pilot's ejection seat.
Really?
Yeah.
World War II, huh? I served in the Air Force for 10 years as a jet mechanic. What I love about military aviation is just the passion and just the coolness of it. Just, you know, phenomenal engineering. Well, I can tell you right now, this is definitely not World War II technology. This is definitely something a little bit more modern.
Okay.
This came out of an F-4 Phantom from the 1960s Vietnam War. I've seen a lot of these. So the lady that sold it to you told you this thing has been used?
Yeah. She said that her uncle had actually ejected out of a plane in this seat. Yeah.
Well, I can tell you right now that that's not the case because the parachute pack that's still in the seat cushion is still intact. And if he did eject out of a plane, you wouldn't have the bottom and the back of the seat.
So this isn't just your headrest?
No, this contains the parachute.
Oh, okay.
The way these things work is that you pull on this handle here and initiates a rocket motor in the bottom of the seat that shoots the pilot out of the plane about 250 feet in probably about 2 seconds.
So if we had pulled on this thing while we were sitting in our living room, we would have shot through the roof?
Probably about 100 miles an hour, maybe more.
Really?
Is it legal to own one of these?
Sure. They sell it online.
Okay.
Surplus.
So Ken, how much are these things worth?
In its condition, to a collector, probably about $3,500.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
It's such a unique item.
That's a little better than my 300.
Ken, thanks for coming out, man. I really
Sure.
appreciate it.
Yeah, nice to meet you.
Yeah, nice meeting you too.
The moment he said 3,500 bucks, that just blew me away. This changes everything. An hour ago, we were talking 300 bucks.
So what do you want for it?
3,500 bucks is what the man said.
To somebody, not me.
Well, I'd take maybe 2,500.
I'd give you like 150 bucks.
That's I wouldn't come out ahead, would I?
My whole problem is I've been here over 20 years. No one has ever walked in the door and says, "Hey, man, you got an ejection seat?"
Tomorrow might be the day. What if you don't have it?
To be honest, even if it's worth 3,500 bucks, it's not worth that to me. I don't have collectors coming in here looking for things like this. I promise you, if someone walks in tomorrow and wants an ejection seat, I'll give you a call.
Okay.
Hey, thanks for coming in, man.
Yeah, thanks.
you.
I just finished meeting up with Rick in there, and he didn't buy my chair, but that's okay, because I found out this thing's worth 3,500 bucks, and I'm pretty stoked about that.
What do we have here?
It is a propeller, a 1944 Fahlin propeller.
Do you have the rest of the plane?
No, I lost it in a bet.
I guess it's better to lose it in a bet than lose it over like the desert somewhere.
I came into the pawn shop today to sell my 1944 wooden propeller. I got the propeller from an old guy who lived in the Midwest when I was traveling through and buying some other things from him. I'd like to get $1,100 to be able to go buy other things, and I don't need to keep things forever.
That is pretty cool. Do you know much about it?
Yeah, after completing some research on it, is a 1944 Fahlin propeller made in Columbia, Missouri.
That's when it was a big company. It started off as a small company. I think his name was Ole Fahlin,
Yes.
which is sort of weird because he was really young when he started it.
Yeah, that's why that was interesting as well.
He bought a World War I aircraft. You know, he wanted his plane to go faster. So he designed his own prop. And before you know it, he became a huge propeller manufacturer. Wooden propellers took real skill and precision to make, and Fahlins were among the very best. This one is 70 years old and in great shape and would probably work on a plane today. A lot of times you'll see bars and stuff with a propeller hanging on the wall, and it won't have any holes in it. That's a rejected prop. That's how you know if it was actually used on a plane, because when this is spinning at 1,800 RPMs, you've seen a washing machine, when it gets out of balance, or a dryer, it will tear the plane apart. How much did you want for it?
I wanted $1,100. I know pawn shop prices are different than what I would sell it to for a collector or an individual person.
Yeah, I mean, I have the task, you know, you come in here, I give you cash, and I have to wait around and get the money. You're not completely out of the market. Can I give you 700 bucks for it?
Ooh, that would be tough. I'd be more comfortable with 980.
980? What, is that the amount of rent or something?
That's my lucky number.
Okay, I'll tell you what, I'll give you 800 bucks. That's a fair price on this. They're neat, they're interesting, but you have to find a guy who really likes these and has space on his wall.
If you can do 850, we have a deal.
Okay, deal. All right, I'll meet you right up there. This propeller has some great history, and people love to hang cool old stuff on the wall. So this should move quick.
Well, I got a couple of vintage F-16 test pilot flight suits and some aircraft memorabilia that I wanted to see if I could do something with.
Okay. Looks like it might be tall enough for me.
You couldn't fit in there with a chainsaw and a blender, son.
I've never been up in the F-16. I've heard it's unbelievable, doing a 9G turn and everything. I want to sell my items today because this is just some extra memorabilia that I had, and I just want to see what I can get for it.
Where did you get these?
I worked at General Dynamics for 35 years. I just retired not too long ago.
So were you a test pilot?
No, sir, just a mechanic.
Okay, so you're not insane. Because, I mean, you got to be a little bit you got to be bad crazy to actually fly in one of these things. I mean, especially when they first came out with them and testing the prototypes and things like that.
Yeah, it gets pretty scary.
The F-16 is legendary. It's got top speed so fast, the U.S. military still considers it classified information. It's been one of the world's dominant fighter planes since it came out in the 1970s.
You know who wore these?
Well, I got some pictures that show our chief test pilots wearing flight suits.
So these aren't military?
No, the civilian test pilots wore these.
So this was basically they're walking around clothes for the day, and then when they got in the plane, they put on the pants that went around them that filled up with air when they went around a turn.
The G suit, yes, sir.
They seem in decent shape. I mean, just by the tags, though, you can tell they've been washed a lot.
They've been washed a lot, yes, sir.
The F-16 is an iconic American fighter plane.
But this isn't a uniform worn by U.S. military pilots during a mission. These were worn by civilian test pilots, and that impacts the price big time. So how much were you looking to get out of it?
Oh, I don't know. I was thinking maybe 500.
I mean, it's one of those things that's really hard to come up with a price. What do I think I can get out of it? Can I give you $300 for all of it? I mean, this is my problem. It's not military.
Right.
That's the big thing.
How about 3 1/4? I know what's out there.
You got a deal.
All right, thank you. I'm walking away with 325. Hopefully, I'll be able to use it before the wife gets a hold of it.
Hi, Lily.
Hey, how's it going?
Good.
You guys know each other?
It's my stepdad. Yeah, this is kind of awkward. Didn't know you're coming.
Did you clean your room?
Did.
So what do we got?
Okay, it's a letter that was in a plane crash outside of Las Vegas in 1958, along with a letter from the Postal Service to the person it was addressed to saying it was in a plane crash.
Didn't the post office used to be nice? I don't think they would do this for you today, honestly. I don't think they would even bother recovering.
As a little boy, I remember my parents telling me about this plane crash that happened before I was alive. I don't even know how my folks got it. Don't have any set number in my mind. I was thinking probably $400, but I really just came to spy on Lily.
The enclosed mail was recovered in an airplane crash near Las Vegas, Nevada. We regret any inconvenience resulting in the delay in delivery. You know, I know the crash was a really big deal. I mean, almost 50 years later, they taught us about it in school.
Right.
It was a weird story. I mean, it was the worst plane crash Southern Nevada's ever had. Some kind of military exercise was going on, and a military plane hit a commercial airliner, and it was pretty hairy. I didn't know they were carrying mail on it, though.
Well, they were carrying mail from Honolulu.
All right. You can definitely tell it's from around the time period because what's it missing? How do you know it's old? We've talked about
Burns,
this.
the send marks, the...
Didn't have a zip code.
Oh, I
Right
knew
under the
that.
marks from the post office, yeah.
Lily's pretty quick on her feet, and she's learned a bunch of stuff here. But I'm not trying to make her look bad in front of her stepdad. So obviously it's old. You never opened it up and tried to read it?
No.
I guess with all the burnt stuff, it'd be a little hairy.
Watch, it's like some breakup letter from like some guy in the military.
Who
Always
knows?
positive thinking, Lily.
Well, I mean, you know, I don't know what it is.
Who knows what it could be? Any idea what you want for it?
I'd like to get $400 for it.
Doesn't sound out of the range of what it could be worth.
And I'll throw Lily in.
Hey,
Deal.
what?
Now I'm profiting off you.
Oh, great. I'm glad I could be part of the sale, guys.
I figure it's got to be collectible. The way I look at it, you know, postmen, firemen, policemen, they're all people that are really passionate about their jobs, and they all collect stuff. But I don't know how desirable it is. And I'd like to know how many more of these are out there. And to be honest with you, last time I bought a burnt up piece of paper I thought was almost useless, it ended up being worth 10 grand. So
Wow.
I'd like to hear a little bit more about it before I
Me
give you
too.
an offer.
To be honest with you, I'd like to know a little bit more too.
Do you want to go give Mark Hall Patton a call and see
Yeah.
if he can answer a few questions about it and maybe let us know a little bit more?
Yeah, sure, I can do that.
All right, go give him a call.
All right, I will.
All right, thanks.
See you soon.
It's a pretty morbid item, but it's a great piece of local history, and I think a lot of people would be interested in it.
Take a look at this. What's curious about this is most of the stuff that was recovered from this crash had a separate marking on the envelope that said damaged in the Postal Service. But in this case, they had this little extra piece that came with it. And they would do that. They would apologize. You know, we're sorry that your mail got burned up in an airplane crash or whatever. In 1958, when this happened, we have never had a crash of that size. It was a United flight. They were going from LA to Denver, and they were flying at about 21,000 feet. And they had an F-100 that had come out of Nellis. It was flying at 28,000 feet, well above. There was a particular maneuver they wanted the F-100 to do, which was to descend down to 6,000 feet and do it quickly. The F-100 came down, clipped the wing of the DC-7, and it was a horrendous crash. But one of the interesting things is they had a group of scientists that were flying with briefcases handcuffed to their arms and that, 13 of them on the plane. And these guys were doing some secret military stuff. They all died. And after that, the Army never allowed that number of scientists to fly together. This particular plane crash ended up making a lot of changes in commercial and military aviation. It's an awful thing to have this kind of a loss of life in order for those improvements to happen. But at least something positive came out of it.
So do you think there's a real market for this? Like, do you think anybody would actually collect it, or?
Oh, yes. If you're into collecting postal history, there's actually a catalog for just this, for interrupted mail covers. And there are some very advanced collectors that try, to get something from every plane crash.
Oh, wow. Well, Mark, I appreciate it, my man. Thank you very much.
Not a problem.
Thank
Good to see
you.
you.
Nice to meet
Good to meet you.
Nice meeting you, too.
Have fun now.
What do you think?
I don't know. Lily, what do you think?
Never done this before, so I have no clue.
Yeah, I think there'd be a conflict of interest between you two anyways.
Obviously.
I mean, I've never really sold burnt mail before. I'll give you $100 for it. It's cool enough. It's got that weird factor people are into.
A little low, don't you think? I mean, he said it was collectible. Could you do 175?
There is a market out there for it, I'm sure, but I don't know how unique this is going to be. I'll go 125.
Well, it does me no good, so I'll take the 125, but you got to throw her back in now.
All right, she's off in 10 minutes anyways.
Thank you.
But she's going to write you up over there.
Terrific. Winner chicken dinner, $125 for a burnt piece of envelope? Yeah, I'm pretty pleased. It's all going to go to Lily anyway. She'll take it when we get home.
Today, I'm going to meet with a guy who wants to sell me a Piper Warrior plane. That's right, I said plane. I've never had an opportunity to buy a plane, so this is going to be a first for me. I'm not an expert in planes, so I decided to bring my buddy Scott in to take a look with me.
Ever since I was a kid, I've always had interest in aviation, and I've been working on airplanes about 10 years.
Chris?
Yes.
Rick?
Nice to meet you, Rick.
Scott, man.
Scott.
Nice to meet you.
So this is it, huh?
Yeah, this is a 1976 Piper Warrior. It hasn't been wrecked.
Well, that's good.
I've had a lot of planes, but I bought this one as a project plane, and this one it's more of a project than I want. 5 years ago, I bought this for $8,000. Hopefully today I can sell it for no less than $6,500.
So you're looking to pawn it or sell it?
I'm looking to sell it.
Okay. Do you know if all the gauges work and all that, or?
No, I haven't had it running. There's things missing on it, like the alternator, the carburetor was taken off, and there's no battery in it. You're gonna need a new engine.
New paint.
New paint.
So I see the windshield's got cracks in it.
Yeah. Other than that, the airframe's okay.
You mind if I take a look around it?
No, go ahead.
This guy's telling me there's nothing good about this plane. But at the same time, I just keep thinking, man, it would be cool to own a plane.
Wow.
Oh my God. All right. Oh, man.
Wow. She's a beauty.
Yeah. Well, it's got the original interior.
I'd say so. I see this all the time, recreational pilots with good intentions to buy a project like this, and they see how much work it's actually going to be, and then it ends up sitting in the sun baking, and it's a shame. Even though it looks pretty rough, all this can be fixed. I think if you could get it for under $7 grand, it might not be a bad deal.
Okay, well, let's go see if we can make a deal with him.
Yeah.
I'm a little nervous, but if Scott says I can make money, that's all I need to hear. So what are you looking to get out of this?
I'm looking to get $8,000.
I was thinking more like $5 grand.
Oh, no way. No. It's an airplane.
I know it's an airplane.
You can turn around and sell it, for a lot more than that.
My big problem is if we open it up and there's too many problems, I'm going to end up selling it for parts. And that's a year or two long process,
You'll still get your $8,000 out of it.
I know, but I'm not in the business of buying something for $8 grand and selling it for $8 grand. I mean, it needs new paint, it needs new interior, it needs God knows what to the engine.
Okay, how about 75?
I'll go $6 grand on it.
That's it. I hate to do this. Oh, how about 65?
Oh, God.
65 is not bad. You can still make some money on it if we had to
Okay.
do whatever.
All right, 65.
All right.
I think Rick made a good investment for $6,500. In my opinion, this airplane looks like it's structurally in good shape.
Am I happy I got the plane? Yes. Am I nervous about the plane? Hell yes. I just hope Scott knows what he's doing. A few weeks ago, I bought a 1976 Harper Warrior airplane, and tell you the truth, man, I've been really stressing out about this thing. It was in rough shape. Since then, my buddy Scott's been repairing it, and now I'm gonna go see if I made the biggest mistake of my career.
Oh, man, this is sick. Oh, I love it. When I was walking up to the plane, I was psyched, man. I mean, this thing, it looked brand new.
What do you think, man?
Oh, man, this thing looks amazing. It looks like a completely different plane. This paint job looks incredible. I mean, Scott really knocked it out of the park. I love the striping. Everything looks great on it. What else do you have to do to it?
Worked on the landing gear a little bit. Did some avionics work. Brand new glass all the way around.
What about the engine? I know it was timed out.
We found another one in the junkyard, and it's only got 500 hours on it.
It's all safe, right?
It's all safe, yeah. You're safe flying.
Okay. What about the interior?
Interior came out pretty good. I think you'll be happy with it.
Let's check it out. The engine's great, the paint job's great, but I want to see the interior. Oh, man, this did come out nice.
Not bad, huh?
Yeah, it was a lot better than it was, I'll tell you that.
We did a lot of searching on the internet to get you fixed up just right. Got you new seats, got some carpeting for you. Not bad, huh? It's not brand new, but we got a lot of good parts in here. I think you'll be happy with sitting in this at, 5,000 feet.
I don't know. I love the plane. I love the way it looks. Now there's only one more question. So what am I in for on this thing, man?
Yeah, I knew that was coming up. We've got a ton of work in this. For all the work we put in the paint job, we got it down to $6 grand for you. So that's not too bad.
$6 grand for everything?
No, just the paint job. We
Okay.
had to find an engine, of course, so $6 grand for that engine, too.
Okay.
And the other thing is the interior. We've got about $3 grand in the interior.
All right, so I'm in at 21.5. What do you think I can get out of it?
25 to 30 grand.
All right, let's go fly it, man.
Let's fly.
Scott must have been working day and night. I dropped him off a piece of garbage, and he really turned this into a piece of gold.
So, Rick, you want to be my co-pilot today?
Yeah, sure, man.
You've never been in a small plane, have you?
Hell no. So why do you want me to be your co-pilot?
In case I forget what I'm doing.
Okay.
Looking at Rick's face when we got in the plane, he looked pretty nervous. Okay, man, you ready to go?
Guess I really got a choice at this point, do I?
No, you're going flying, man. And you're gonna love it.
All right.
We're ready to rock and roll.
Scott hits full throttle. We're taking off down the runway, and I'm just hoping this thing actually gets off the ground because these little airplanes scared the out of me.
What do you think, Rick? This is awesome. I think I can see Chump from up here.
Hey, how's it going?
Hi, how are you?
What do we got?
I have a really cool vehicle I want you guys to check out.
All right, I got a lot back there. You want to pull it in?
Sure.
Come on, Dad. This could end up being a rusty old junk car or something absolutely amazing. We won't know until we open up the gate.
You gonna open the gate or what? What in the hell is this?
It's an Airboard Hovercraft.
It looks like something somebody really rich would buy their kid out of Sky Mall.
I came to the pawn shop today to try and sell my Airboard Hovercraft. I went to an auction, and I don't really think anybody else knew what it was. It looked like a space mobile. It's taken up a lot of room in my garage. It's time for it to go.
All right, now, how fast does it go?
It goes upwards of 25 miles an hour.
Can you do tricks on it?
My kids can.
What kind of tricks could you possibly do on this thing? Jumping jacks?
Well, no, it's a hovercraft. This thing should be able to go on water. This is like Back to the Future, Star Wars kind of stuff. It's neat technology how these things work. Can I open up the trunk or the hood or whatever it's called?
Help yourself.
You got a motor in there. It spins a turbine and blows down, creates a cushion of air underneath. And it's got air blowing out the back, and you just cruise along. There are a lot of practical uses for hovercrafts. There's some really huge hovercrafts that ferry people back and forth across the English Channel. The military uses them. They're neat. I mean, they literally go straight from land to water. Can I test drive it?
Absolutely.
My dad usually turns into a giant nerd when it comes to vehicles, but he's really outdoing himself. What is he gonna do with a hovercraft? He's not Marty McFly.
All right.
Dad, don't hurt yourself.
I'm not gonna hurt myself. Got the helmet on, see? Safety first. So you just give it gas and lean, right?
Kind of maneuver it with your body. You gotta pump it up with the air and hit the throttle and you're gone. Good luck.
All right, here we go.
It looks like he's riding a vacuum cleaner.
This would definitely appeal to anyone who loves gadgets. I just got to get it for the right price so I can flip it fast.
I had a good time on it. It's sort of like a moped. They're fun to drive. You just don't want no one seeing you do it. How much do you want for it?
$15,000.
No, really, how much do you want for it?
What would you be willing to give me for this?
I don't know how much they are new, but I'll give you $2 grand and take a shot at it, but that's about it.
Could you do 6?
No, it's an interesting toy. It will be difficult to sell. This is just a complete impulse buy thing. There's no way I would go $6,000 on it.
4?
No,
Could you meet me halfway?
I'll go $2,000.
Best you can do.
$2 grand. Really, you gonna sell it to me?
I am.
Okay, let's go inside and do some paperwork.
Okay.
Now I'm the owner of a hovercraft. Michael J. Fox, eat your heart out.
Hey, how's it going?
Fine, how are you?
There's a mannequin in my store.
Yes.
Why don't you tell me what you got here?
It's a Pioneer Mustang jacket my father-in-law wore in World War II.
Oh, wow.
Flew a P-51 Mustang over Normandy with 12 kills. Actually, was shot down and bailed out after 103 missions and survived.
Sounds like your father-in-law was a badass.
I'm coming in the shop today to try to sell my World War II fighter jacket. Condition of the jacket is pretty good for being 75 years old. I'm hoping to sell the jacket for $1,000.
This is definitely cool.
I'm assuming your father-in-law was Sandy, what, Bonato?
Bonato.
Okay. Do you know what number fighter group he was in?
It's 354th Fighter Group.
No, it's Pioneer Mustang group, so I'm assuming he flew Mustangs, right? The plane?
Yes. They were the first Mustang group that flew in
Makes
World
sense.
War II.
Okay, so they were the first Mustang group.
That's why they call them pioneers.
Okay, I gotcha. Do you know anything about the patches?
You know, I did some research in the patch, but I really couldn't find a lot about it.
Okay,
Sometimes patches can be really valuable, but
anytime you get a group of guys together, you know, a squadron, they make up their own little patches, and we're the devil dogs, or whatever you want to call it. You know, a lot of times guys would make stuff like this up themselves. Pretty much other than that, I mean, it looks like a standard World War II era bomber jacket. What are you looking to get for it?
$1,000.
Okay. I really am kind of curious about the patch because I've never seen one like that. Do you mind if I have a buddy of mine come down and take a look at it?
No, not at all.
All right, make sure nobody knocks it over or something. I'll be right back.
I'll guard it.
Oh, this is very nice. And the Pioneer Mustang group was the first one to get the P-51B Mustang. The Mustang was the ultimate fighter that we had in World War II. You know, it's one of those aircraft that are just iconic. When you called me, I looked up Sandy Bonato, and he was at Normandy. He was over the Battle of the Bulge. He was there. He did his time. When you see a painted jacket This is what you're looking for in World War II fighter jackets, and it is in really nice shape. The patch, though, that's interesting. That's odd. This patch is not the original one that was on here. I have never seen that.
That's exactly why I brought you in.
This is interesting because this is actually a tank destroyer unit.
Okay.
They had their own patch, and that was the orange patch with the black cat on it. And why they had that was they were using Hellcats. Those are things with treads and large guns on them, not flying through the air. Instead of having the plane on it, it had treads in the mount, as if it had just destroyed a tank.
Oh.
So somebody probably took that design, added the plane to it, and my guess is this may very well have been a prototype, but they couldn't get it approved.
So does that affect the value?
This is still highly collectible. And because it's a known pilot, it's something that for a collector, they can look him up. They can look up what he did, the unit he was in. This is a very nice piece.
Mark, I appreciate you coming down.
Not a problem. This is an interesting one.
You still want $1,000 for it?
Yes.
I don't do this very often. Why don't you ask me for $1,200?
$1,200.
It's in really good condition. At $1,000 is a little cheap for it.
Okay.
I'll be able to make plenty of money off
Oh,
$1,200.
good.
And it's really cool. So come with me. We got to do some paperwork. All right?
Well, I was really happy when he offered me $1,200 because it was $200 more than I was expecting. And we're going to take the money and use it for my mother-in-law who's in a nursing home.
A few days ago, I got a call from my buddy Larry, who repairs helicopters. He says he's got a guy who wants to sell me one. So he set up a meeting, and I'm on my way to check it out. So this is it, huh?
No, actually, this is it.
Really?
It's all there.
Yeah, I know you said it was in a crash, but you didn't tell me it crashed and burned.
I'm a helicopter pilot myself. I purchased this helicopter from an insurance company with the hope of trying to rebuild it. With the tough times I'm having right now, I'm just trying to get my money back out of it.
Looks like a pile of junk to me.
It was just involved in a hard landing.
And did the pilot walk away? Did the pilot die in this thing? Because it might give me a bad vibe or something.
The pilot and passenger were both fine.
All right. So why in the world did you buy this in the first place?
I love aviation, and I wanted a challenge. I thought it would be fun to be able to buy it and rebuild it myself.
Just didn't work out?
No, I lost my job, so I don't have the finances to rebuild it anymore.
I just don't think I can do anything with this. This is much worse than anything Larry told me about, or I assumed.
Hey, Rick, how you doing?
Hey, Larry, how's it going, man?
Good. Hey, Sean.
Hey, how's it going?
Yeah, I'm the chairman of the board for LJ Air Corporation. We're one of the largest fleet owners of Schweizers in the Southwest.
Yeah, when I was called down here, I thought I was going to see a helicopter. This is, I don't know what this is.
Well, it's an opportunity.
So exactly what kind of helicopter is this?
The model number is a Schweizer 300C. This is a 1992. Now, this aircraft was originally designed for the military about 1967, and they did all of the flight training in the Army with this, but it was actually designed to crash and be able to be fixed in the field there instead of having to take it back to a factory.
So it's like the only helicopter made to be crashed?
It is actually made to be crashed.
So apparently this helicopter is designed to be crashed. Well, I'd really like to talk to the guy who designed this helicopter because it's crashed and it really doesn't look that good. Yeah, I don't know much about helicopters, but for me to stay here another 5 minutes, you're really gonna have to do some talking.
This looks like it's in bad condition, but frankly, this whole front cab, I can typically rebuild within about 2 to 3 weeks.
Okay. So did the motor survive the crash?
Oh, yes, it did. This is good. If you were to buy the engine, it'd be a $30,000 engine, and you have that good to start with. Each of the components into the drivetrain, like these pulleys, these are $20,000 a piece. These are all okay. So a lot of the things that it takes to rebuild the aircraft are okay.
So how much would it be just to rebuild the whole thing?
Oh, a thumb sketch estimate would be $100,000.
Whoa. I mean, I just don't see where there's any money to be made.
The retail value of this is about $150,000.
Okay.
So there's a $50,000 gain right away.
Larry has thrown around some huge numbers, and that's scary. But if that translates into huge profits, I'm definitely interested. What did you want for this thing?
I bought this off the insurance company for $10,000, so that's what I'm looking to get out of it.
Will you take anything less than 10?
I mean, I can't really afford to take anything less than 10.
Okay. All right, 10,000, it's a deal, man.
Thank you very much.
I feel good about buying this because like Larry said, even if I don't fix it up, I can always sell it for parts and I can make like 5 grand. But if there's more to be made, maybe I'll end up fixing it up. Before you start working on it, let me run this by my pops real quick. I just don't want him weirding out on me or something like that.
Yeah, that makes sense. I would too.
So what's up, Pops?
Fighting the battle, son.
You're looking good today. Feeling good?
I feel like you're fixing to screw me. So what's going on?
Well, nothing. I'm just saying.
What have you done this time?
I bought a helicopter and I got it for 10 grand.
Rick, how in the hell did you buy a helicopter for 10 grand?
Must be a pretty helicopter, dude.
It has to be a friggin' basket case.
It's not a basket case. It's been wrecked.
So someone died in this helicopter?
No one died in the helicopter. There's not blood all over it or anything like that.
Well, someone had to have died. You don't walk away from a helicopter crash.
Well, apparently they both walked away from it.
Helicopter? Where in the hell are we gonna put a helicopter? At times I think he does these things to give me a heart attack so that he can take my share of the business.
Anyway, I think I can make money on this thing. This is the deal. I can probably part the thing out and like double our money, or I can fix it and we'll have a badass helicopter.
That is one of the stupidest statements I ever heard in my life. Who's gonna fix it?
Well, I already got it checked out, 100 grand to get it fixed.
What's it worth once it's fixed up?
I'm thinking like 150 grand.
You're thinking.
Well, no, I mean...
you're assuming, which makes an ass out of you.
You forgot the me part.
Shut up. You guys are gonna put me in my damn grave.
No, the helicopter's gonna do that.
Okay, so do you want to fix it up or not? I want to fix the thing up. I think we can make money on it.
What the hell? Go ahead. You're killing me anyhow. You might as well do it in a damn helicopter.
I can tell the old man's concerned, but it's not every day that we have an opportunity to make 40 grand on one transaction. I mean, for the love of God, that's one person's salary for a year. A few weeks ago, I bought a wrecked helicopter for 10 grand, and I just received a phone call saying the repairs are all done. So we're on our way down to check it out, and if the old man doesn't kill me, we're gonna take a test flight. See, I told you it's nice.
Well, if it hadn't been Rick, I'd have sold one of your kidneys.
Beats the hell out of a hot air balloon, huh?
That's the damn truth.
This thing looks amazing. It's like a real helicopter. A month ago, this thing was a scrap heap. Larry did an amazing job.
Basically, everything on here had to be rebuilt. The frame was okay, and the engine was okay. So basically, all I had to do was rebuild the body. I searched around, and I found a lot of reconditioned parts, so that you didn't have to put all new parts on the aircraft. But everything on here that has to be reliable, those are all new parts. After we got the cab together, and we put all the glass and everything in, we knew that it was all going to be a good aircraft. And once we lifted the engine in, basically the aircraft was done. So it just took time and knowing how to do it.
So the big question is, will we get it right at 100 grand?
Well, because we used reconditioned parts instead of new parts, I saved you a lot of money. So I think I've made the $100,000 mark you were looking for.
Sweet. So how much do you think I can sell it for now?
It'll probably sell for about $160,000 to $175,000.
I'm really happy the way this thing turned out. I'm really, really happy we didn't go over budget, and I'll be really, really, really happy when we sell this thing and make a profit, because we got a lot of money tied up. You're gonna do the maiden voyage in it, Pop, so get up in there.
We all got the most to gain by this thing going down with you in it.
Hey, I've done made my will out and left everything to the damn cat. I like flying, and I especially like flying when it takes me away from Rick and Corey. When we were taking off, I noticed two things. One, this was a good idea. And two, my son is balder than a baseball.
What do we have here?
It is an official piece of mail flown by Charles Lindbergh on the Spirit of St. Louis.
Wow, that's cool.
Bought it spur of the moment, but doesn't really go with anything else that I collect, so.
Impulse buy. I understand. I'm at the grocery store constantly, and I pick up those damn M&Ms or something right at the counter.
I decided to come to the pawn shop today to try to sell my 1928 Charles Lindbergh letter. I'm looking to get around $200 for it, but the least I think I'd take for it would be probably around $75.
So where did you get this?
Got it online. I don't really know too much about Lindbergh. I do know he did the first transatlantic flight.
Yeah, I know he didn't carry no mail on that when he went to France. I mean, it was the first plane to fly all the way across the Atlantic. They had to load so much fuel on it. Everything they could cut out of that plane, they cut out of that plane. It didn't have paint on it because the paint weighed something. They put the gas tank almost directly over the wings. With the large gas tank right there and the controls right there, he had to fly with a periscope. Okay, literally, I mean, that's the way he had to fly the plane. When Charles Lindbergh flew solo across the Atlantic, people were amazed that he pulled it off. He was one of the biggest celebrities of his day, and he's still considered an American icon. 1928 West Indian Aerial Express, Port-au-Prince, Haiti. Airmail service is no big deal now, okay? But back in the 1920s, it was still pretty new. So Lindbergh used his celebrity status to promote airmail service. So he went on a tour of the Caribbean to hand out these souvenir letters, just to show, hey, airmail service has arrived. Now, what did you want to do with this?
Looking to probably get around $200 for it. I know he didn't carry any mail in the Spirit of St. Louis besides this piece and a couple others that were in a mail sack. It's got to be kind of rare, especially with the stamps even, just being what they are.
Yeah, this is one of my problems. I don't know a lot about stamps and mail and things like that. You know, I'm taking a shot in the dark. I'm assuming a sack of mail's got around 500 envelopes in it.
Probably.
So it's not uber rare. There's probably more of them out there. $50.
Can you do like 150? It's Charles Lindbergh. Any aviation nerd's gonna buy it.
Tell you what, I'll go $100.
Yeah, I guess we can do that.
Okay. All right, let's go do some paperwork. There are a lot of collectors that go absolutely nuts for anything related to Charles Lindbergh. And the fact that it's already framed up is going to make it that much easier to sell.
I got a call from our friend Dirk, who's a magician around town, and he has a R-22 Robinson helicopter for sale. And since Rick's in LA trying to find some cool items for the shop, I thought I'd take it upon myself to check it out.
So I have this really cool helicopter that I want to show you, but I've been working on something brand new, and I'd like to show you that first, all right?
All right, well, let's see what you got in the works.
All right. Crystal, come here, Crystal. Come here, Crystal.
Hey!
This is Crystal.
Hi, Crystal.
And she is a 10-week-old baby white tiger. I'm teaching her to attack right now. Attack.
She's good at it. Oh, do I get a kiss?
Actually, you know what? She likes you. She totally likes you.
You want my hair? It took a long time growing that.
All right, come here, you little munchkin. I'm just gonna pick her up and that's.
She has a lot of spunkiness. I like her.
Well, what do you think? You want to check out the helicopter?
Yeah, let's go look at the helicopter.
All right. Living in Vegas, of course, I've been to the pawn shop many times. I know the guys well. And when I had something to sell, of course, that's the first place I go. This is an R-22 helicopter, and it was made by the Robinson Helicopter Company. It doesn't have the engine in it, but it looks perfect.
I get it doesn't have a motor, but how can you fly without the blades?
Well, that's why you got to be a magician to do that. This is a Robinson helicopter. It was made in 1979. I'm going to ask $20,000, but I'll go as low as $18,000. If I get the $20,000 for the chopper, I'm going to use it to invest in the show and put some brand new illusions in.
It's pretty cool. How long have you had it?
Gosh, I guess it's been about 10 years, and we used to use it in the show, you know, like I was saying, but we're not doing this illusion anymore.
What trick was this used for?
Well, you know, I'm known for making the helicopter appear, and we had this illusion, this special effect where it looked like it was flying and it would land at the back of the audience, so it's pretty cool.
I could see someone who is into aviation buying something like this.
Right.
Or maybe someone with a restaurant buying an airport, you know, how they do the car restaurants.
That's what I was thinking, yeah, where they have like a
shells
old
of the
jet or
car.
something, you know, the parts are all you know, legit, you know, from the factory. And I mean, these things are crazy lightweight. I mean, can you imagine going like 20,000 feet in the air?
I was in Hawaii in one of these with a glass bottom, and it was a lot bigger. So I can't imagine getting in this one. That was scary enough. So did you ever take it up?
No, this one never actually flew. Never had the, you know, the actual motor actually installed in it.
I'm almost afraid to ask how much.
Well, if this had the motor in it and it could fly, it would go for $250,000.
Yeah.
Obviously, you know, it's nowhere near that. But I think it's worth easy, 20 grand.
It's gonna take a special collector to buy this. I think I could offer you 12 grand and still have some room for me to make a little money.
I don't think I could go as low as 12.
You think you could go 14?
No, I mean, I think I could maybe go like 18, but that's probably about the lowest that I could go.
I'll tell you what, I'll give you 20 if you throw the Tiger in.
Well, I'd love to do that. You would have a deal, but I know you don't have a license, so it's got to be 18 and no Tiger.
I don't think we're gonna make a deal.
All right, but thanks so much, man. I'm a little disappointed I couldn't sell the helicopter. I mean, I really could have used the money, but maybe I'll put it back in the show.
Hey, how you doing?
Hi.
What do you have here?
This is a vintage Sky King pedal plane. It's a child's pedal toy.
Okay, Sky King. I guess that was the old TV show.
Oh, yeah. I used to watch it when I was like 4 years old, 5 years old. Sky King was like my human hero. Lassie was my animal hero, but Sky King was like the best. I came down to the pawn shop to bring a really cool Sky King pedal plane. It's a child's pedal car, but where everybody usually sees cars, this is a plane. That's really unique. I'd really like to get $525 for it. I saw one online, and that sold for $495, so hopefully I'll be able to get a price like that. It would be very good.
Okay, yeah, this is pretty cool. Pedal cars first appeared in the late 1890s. They were popular all the way up and through the 1920s when they became really popular. And since they started, they've been modeled after whatever car was popular at the time, whatever airplane was popular at the time. It was just a cool toy. You could get the same car your dad drove or the same car your dad wanted, you know, whatever it may be. So you don't know what year it is?
I don't really know that much about it.
Well, Sky King was a TV show in the 50s, so it's got to be after that, probably.
Yeah.
Okay, let's take a look at it. You know, it's made out of steel there. It's got the chrome handlebars, the chrome lights. These are probably supposed to be the lights.
Yeah.
Looks like it's in pretty good condition here. Let's see. All right, the propeller works. Okay, well, how much did you want to sell it for?
We'd like to have $525 for it.
$525, all right. Let me just take a look at it here. Okay, well, I'm seeing a bad sign right here.
What?
Let me read you this sticker right here. Airflow Collectibles. So this is a company that made something to look like something old. And then this limited edition sticker on the side is a kind of another giveaway. This is actually a reproduction.
Oh, no.
Yeah, it's probably made inside the last 10 or 15 years.
Well, it has to be collectible, though, because when I looked online to try and find one, I only found one. So there must not be any around.
Just because there's not a lot of something doesn't mean it's collectible. I have to hear that all the time from my boss. You know, with this not being original, it just has no value to the people who collect these.
So not even a baby boomer like me?
No. If it was maybe from the 40s or 50s, you'd have a chance there.
Okay.
With that being said, I would just have to pass on it.
Wow. Oh, I'm really bummed out about that. Well, thank you so much for looking at it.
Thanks for
Appreciate
bringing it
Yeah,
in.
thanks. I was pretty disappointed. I didn't know it was repro, but I really think there's somebody out there who really, really wants this plane. Somebody's going to fall in love with this plane just like I did and want to buy it.